All right, ready to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, everybody, thanks for coming to this session about communications, club communications, emails, newsletters, etc. My name is Dave Engel. I am the treasurer of the San Diego County Democrats for Environmental Action. I'm also an organizer for Direct Action Everywhere, which is an animal rights organization. And I'm also, in my spare time, a civil engineer for the city of San Diego.
Do you have a microphone?
I don't. Am I not loud enough here?
No, no. Yeah.
That's pretty bad. I'm missing the people in the front row here.
Oh, there we are, okay.
Testing.
There you go.
All right, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Joe, can you hear me in the back? That's my meeting friend, Joe, in the back. Everyone say hi. How you doing? Okay. So it is my great privilege to introduce you our two panelists today. Our first panelist is Kathy Hyatt. Kathy is the current president of the Democratic Wings Club of San Diego County, following her 5 years as club secretary in her profession. She is, in her professional life, she's the operations director of the Joan B. Kroc Theater Performing Arts venue in Orlando. Kathy maintains social media for both the theater and the club. And also here on our panel is my good friend John Laughlin. John is a former director of clubs and was the pandemic president of the Point Loma Working Men's Club. He's a director of software development engineering at Dexcom, empowering people to take control of their diabetes. He served on the board of the Partnership of the Advancement of New Americans and helps out several clubs with tech for membership, comms, and hybrid meetings.
Wow.
Okay, thank you both for being here. Appreciate it. All right, I thought I'd start with some of the more obvious questions first, and then we'll go to our audience here for further. So in terms of what you feel like is really needed in terms of communications clubs, having done this, what do you feel are the most important things? I'm not limiting you to 3 or 5 or 7. I'm just going to let you create on your own.
Well, in terms of social media, I just go with more is better. And I put it out as much as I can, just because going back to in-person meetings, I felt it was important to let everybody know that we're out there, we're back. And I always think, you know, it can never be too much. And that's social media. The other piece is John with all the hybrid work that he does to get the club's in-person meeting zoomed out to everyone, so I'll let him speak on that.
Yeah, I think, with the Democratic Women's Club being a county-wide club, it's really hard for people to get to a meeting like once a month and travel for an hour and a half through traffic to get to, Elijah's restaurant at 6:30 on Monday nights. And so, yeah, having the Zoom is important. And maybe for a local club or a regional club, maybe that's less of an issue. And the real trick, of course, for a hybrid meeting, we found or discovered through practice is audio.
It's what?
Audio. The audio. Yeah, because if on a hybrid meeting, the hardest thing, it's not in order, you can't really see what's going on, but you can't hear what's going on. It's very frustrating for people on the far end of the meeting. I think that's important. And so, yeah, reiterate what Kathy was saying was that, getting messages or notice of meetings out there in many different forms. It can be email, through newsletter, you can use Facebook, you can use Instagram, you can use TikTok, you can use whatever, but you probably have to use all of them because different people use different things or see things in different places. So it's better to communicate a little bit.
Super, thank you both for those great answers. So now I want to ask sort of the converse of that question. What do you see as like some of the common errors that people make when doing Facebook posts, social media posts, all over? Take this back.
Sure. To me, as a consumer, when I see a post that's just too much text, I don't wanna read a whole flyer that has a ton of text on it. I wanna get the basic gist of whatever you're trying to communicate from the image, and then I always put the details in the comments of the post. That way you have something really impactful for people to look at. And just one of the principles of advertising and art is it should make you feel something. So I hope when you look at one of my social media posts, it makes you feel a way. It makes you, chuckle, or it makes you want to go to the meeting. Like, I really gotta go to that meeting because look at that post. Or it makes you concerned. I want you to feel something when you see one post and then see the details.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. And also on the post, if you put a link, then, you can always add more stuff, whatever it's linking to later. But typically what happens is you write a post, it already, you look at it 10 times, you hit something, then you realize the one thing you forgot to put on there. So this way, you can always add that somewhere else. So like for today, I think Tamara had like a QR code that takes you to a link. And the link you use one of those shortcut services that can then link to whatever you want. You can change it afterwards. And so you're not limited to what you put out at the time. And somebody, whenever anybody sees it, and might see it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, or the day before, you can update more information closer to the meeting. You can keep it active the next day. But yeah, the graphic thing I think is really important. Make just one message, really simple, and then put all the details in there.
Great, thanks so much, both of you. All right, so I'm gonna ask one more question, and then we're gonna take some questions from the audience. So the social media landscape is sort of in a turmoil right now. As you know, Twitter's turning to X into some kind of fascist little tool now. And there are other social media platforms that are starting to emerge, with like Threads from Facebook and Tribal and some of these other ones. What do you see as like the future for the Democrats doing social media and the platforms that you think are going to emerge, and what's important going forward in terms of doing social media? All right, I'm gonna go with John. I just realized I didn't have it quite.
And that's a really good question because, yeah, social media is the one thing social media isn't. It has the social part of it. It can be very anti-social media. And part of the problem with the systems that we've been using up until recently is that they promote or amplify or stretch to a wider audience, the more contentious, the more argumentative, and the nastier the comments are there. The algorithms will pick up on that, they'll float higher and higher and get exposed to more and more people, and that's how you make a post popular, which is not really what you want to be doing, to have a democratic club seriously discussing important issues. And so, yeah, there are other systems that have come online recently, and Threads is a good example, because when Threads first launched, which is the Microsoft Meta's equivalent to Twitter, it kind of linked to Instagram. So if you had an Instagram account already, immediately you had a Threads account. They made it very easy to move from one platform to the other, which is important, I think, for users, is ideally be able to transition between platforms. But of course, big tech companies don't really want that. They want to lock you in with their family or their suite of products. But in the Threads thing, yeah, again, initially when they launched, there was an algorithm serving what you saw. But now they have added another ability. It's kind of hidden, it's not there by default, but you can also just see posts from people you follow in chronological time order, which is really what most of us want, especially for a club getting a message out of club. So if you subscribe to that club, you'll see it in your followers list. And then there are other systems as well. Some of them are a little bit harder to set up and use, but Mastodon is a good example of something that the Democratic Party and clubs, I feel, should really get behind, because then we can control ourselves, collectively as a group, the messages that are on there. We can filter them, moderate them, and we can also make sure that messages clubs are trying to get out where the members are exposed to.
Right. So I don't do Twitter. I mean, I do Twitter personally, but for the club, I don't put a lot of time into Twitter or Threads. I feel like those are more a national platform, and that our immediate audience continue isn't really tuned into those platforms. So it's very easy to do Facebook and Instagram together because they're both Meta. You can do one post and it's shared across both platforms. We have a lot more Facebook followers than we have Instagram followers, but we get a lot more engagement on Instagram, meaning more people like our posts, more people see our posts. So there is a transition going from Facebook to Instagram, that there are more people are getting their news from Instagram, or not news, their information. I think it's still worth doing both though, because there is a number of people still on Facebook clinging to that. So why not? It's one click to do both. So that's a good thing to do. Also, I try not to get too hung up on the fact that I only got 8 likes or 10 likes, because I don't like every post I see. I still see it though. So I know that my post is reaching more people, and then when it comes to our meeting and there's 50 people there, I know that the post got out, the word got out. The other thing is that you don't simply rely on social media, you have to also use your email group. Because some people don't even look at social media at all. So you have to have that same information that you put on social media, go out to your email list. And my best practice for that is I send one out 2 weeks in advance, 1 week in advance, and 1 day in advance. And hope that people don't unsubscribe. Because you don't want to send people too many things or they will unsubscribe.
Great, thank you. Well, I just wanted to follow up on that slightly. Have either of you have an opinion on Tribal?
Not a strong opinion, yeah, I haven't really engaged with it. I think Twitter, probably, as you said, more recently is trying to self-destruct itself, even change names, people that, know what they're referring to. And Tribal is a kind of good alternative to that. There are others that have come along recently as well, but they're all trying to get a grow market. It's very hard to change away from the market leader, simply because of the number of exposures and things you get. But I think it's a good idea just to poll your club members and find out, amongst your club, what people use and what they follow, what they prefer. And I think between Tribal and Mastodon, I still prefer the Mastodon activity club thing because of the control. You can do it yourself, that you can't do on Tribal.
I don't have any experience on Tribal. I think the biggest challenge, like John said, these different platforms are trying to get enough audience to make it worthwhile. If I have a certain amount of energy to spend on something, I'm going to stick with Instagram and Facebook for now.
Great, thank you. And as promised, I'm going to go to you now for your question. Yes.
Difficult to use the microphone, but they're online and of course.
Thank you. Kathy, you don't use TikTok or Mastodon. John, do you use those?
I do.
Your club use those too?
No, but
Just personally.
yeah.
Do you think TikTok has future for club to use? Because a lot of video look easy. I know young people use a lot actually. You think we want to attract young people? Would be a good idea.
Find energy to put into learning TikTok and making TikToks. You can also share those across other platforms too. I think it's great. It's just, you have to make a decision whether or not you have that much extra time. Yeah, extra bandwidth to deal with that. If you have somebody in your club that already does that, super, take advantage of that. But to me, TikTok would be third after Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, but to your point, Natalia, I think, if you have somebody in the club who uses it, grab them, bring them in, have them start using it and see does it work. Because, you're right, it's completely different demographic use the different tools. And you've got to kind of use several of them, I think. So, why not try it and put it out there? And as you say, you can migrate them in the tools, they don't make it easy to do, but you can actually post it to all the sites. And there are tools that can help you do that as well. Definitely very good using. And new things will keep popping up, they continue to pop up, but yes, we should try them and see if there's any traction from them.
Great, thank you both for those great answers. Let's see, anyone else have a question?
Yep.
You had your hand up for it.
Hi, I'm Patrick, East County Democrat. I'm curious what your thoughts are on, you kind of mentioned email and things like that, and social media, which can be social for your club members too. Our group uses a Google group that people can email out to as kind of a listserv to share, here's the article I saw, here's this thing happening, here's this event. Another group that I'm a part of uses Slack for kind of intra-group communication. What are your thoughts or recommendations on kind of how to keep club members engaged among themselves to and sharing things?
We've done both Slack and most people prefer email. So that's what we're currently using is the email. Also, we do have an app that John created for the club, and there is a communication tool on there, so I'll use that.
Sure, yeah, and we talked about the app, yeah, which was mentioned, because it's a great point about how you get people within the club to know each other and communicate and share things with each other. And one tool we have started using, not the women's club, but another club that I help out with, at the point on their credit club, we use Substack. The Substack is something that you can kind of use for an email newsletter. It used to be a lot of clubs using MailChimp because it was free, but now MailChimp has changed their business model so that they started charging for that. Substack is still free for people to use. And then Substack has within it the ability, it's kind of like a Twitter-like thing, but within Substack. So people can post comments and share and make comments with each other, discussing something that they've seen on Substack. And they call that feature notes. And that, I think, is a good kind of compromise between people that are familiar with email, don't want to use, like, at work and everything, a lot of people are used to these chat type tools like Slack. But people outside the work environment, it's a little weird for them, and they don't necessarily want that direct immediacy. They want to be able to look at it, in an asynchronous manner. And so Substack kind of bridges that divide between the two. And then, Kathy mentioned, the Women's Club this year, we also, some bright star on the board, sat down and said, you know what, we should have an app for the club. I wonder who could do that for us. So we did an app for the club, and we did a kind of what we call a progressive web app. So you don't have to post it to the Google and the Apple Play Store. You can just download it from a link from the Women's Club website. But it runs as an app on your phone. And then the nice thing with that is you can send notifications to people following you on the app. And you can set up kind of chat and interway communication just amongst members. That's another way to kind of expand it. But I think the thing, as soon as you mentioned that, Google Groups and everything, that's a great tool to use as well to get that communication between people.
I think with Slack, the feedback that I got from the members was that if they use Slack for their job, they get a trigger when they get Slack for the club. And so they get, it's like, oh, my work is slacking me and the club is slacking me. So that's why they, like John said, there's a more of a leisurely way to respond to an email than a Slack. And for the app, if you'd like to download the app to your phone, there's a QR code at our booth outside. You can download the app and check it out. It's pretty cool. Takes you straight to our website, and when I download things on the website, it goes straight to the app. So it's cool.
Okay, great. I'm a sports fan, and I noticed that there's a clock behind us at 19 seconds. Does that mean anything to us?
I think that really does.
All right, so good for that. It's not even. And let's see, we're going to go to the further back for this question.
Yeah, so I've got food on my lap, so.
Can't stand up. I'm actually in the middle of a campaign right now for special election at Fallbrook High School for the school board. Deadline is September 19th. And although we are using Instagram and Facebook and some other things, because of the change in how advertising works for Facebook, the decision kind of above my head was made not to purchase advertising with Facebook. And I was just curious what your opinion on that was, if you felt that was money well saved, or is, $50 money well wasted, even though you're hitting a target market that may not be able to vote in your area.
Great. Thank you for the question.
I don't really know much about the purchasing the ads on Facebook. Our venue is limited size, and we're actually reaching our goals for attendance, so I haven't felt the need to bump up any of our ads. Do you know anything about
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's a great question. In fact, ironically, I think the local San Diego County Democratic Party recently got locked out of Facebook. Because what can happen is when you're posting political posts, somebody can complain on the who. And then Meta will just turn it off for you. And then it goes through this whole investigation process and you have to like prove who you are before they let you back on again. And so you have to be aware of that can happen at any time if your opponents lodges a complaint with them. So it is worth, I mean, you can reach more people, you can target, people within certain geographies or people that are interested in certain, subjects or newspapers they subscribe to or news feeds. Remember, all these social media companies know horrific amounts of data about everybody. I mean, the surveillance capitalism model is very effective. And so you can target things, but the more specific you want to be, the more you pay for it. And so, yeah, whether you got to trade that off against the fact that is it better, as Kathy said, have a more generic post than maybe that reaches people you don't want to get to. But, it's probably the safer thing to do. And if you're limited on time as well, it can take time to understand how to filter all that stuff and get it out there. In fact, Anna Webb, who's the moderator today, I think she's still stuck in the food truck line. She has a business where she does a lot of search engine optimization. And a lot of that information is the same stuff you want when targeting ads on Facebook. Yeah. Sure.
Great, thank you for the question, thank you for those answers. Okay, we have another question from our studio audience. Okay. One.
The question is about video as post on social media platforms. Historically, Twitter, Facebook, many others, they started as text posting. Then now I see increased number of video posting. Without any text, very limited text. So if you really need to see what the guy is talking about, you have to watch the whole thing. And I got my TV code long time ago, and that kind of seems. What's your experience? Is it effective to put video? What's the impact? How people are using it? What's your personal opinion on video as opposed to text?
Great, thank you.
People that are posting long videos like that are trying to keep you watching for an extended period of time because it helps their analytics and it makes them more money. That's not our goal. So we don't do that. We would post a long video unless we're maybe our meeting where we had like last week we had a panel on homelessness and we posted that whole video on YouTube. But if you're talking about the social media clip, their goal is to get you to stay on the page as long as possible because it makes them money.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. It depends on who's consuming it. So a lot of young people, teenagers in particular, like TikTok models and swipe through, and the algorithm presents one exciting video after another. And so, yeah, if you target that video and design it properly, so it grabs attention, you have to certain captions on it as well, because they may be playing it with the audio down. So to understand it, you have to do that. And you need to grab that attention within seconds. And if you can do that, you might be able to keep them there for about 10 or 15 seconds before they'll scroll down to the next one. So if you have a very specific target message, you can imagine with an image, you might grab his attention and the fear of missing out to that, get to that meeting and hear that panel. It can work. It can be very effective. But you have to do a lot of practice to kind of get good at it. And as people mentioned, find somebody within your club who is doing that, and then give it to them to do to see if it works. Yeah.
I think it's people who want to come in.
I just have a real short question for you. How do I do that in the video? I want to.
Your video that one.
The one on how much.
Yes, if you search on Google for the Democratic Women's Club from San Diego County, it'll take you to their website. On there, there's a link to all their YouTubes, or you go directly into YouTube and the search at the top of YouTube, just put in Democratic Women's Club, for San Diego County. And it'll tell you sort of their kind of landing page, all the. There, most ones, I think, especially on the pandemic, where we're doing Zoom meetings, those monthly meetings go back years, we're all posted there on YouTube. And the latest one will be the one right at the top of their YouTube channel. That's the quickest way. Yeah, that'll be the latest one, yeah, just on my name. Yeah, and biased, because, yeah, I was there anyway, it's a really great panel, well.
Right.
Okay, so you had a question?
Thanks. I was wondering about newsletters. You know, what platform do you use? How often do you send them out? What do you put in them?
Thank you.
We do, as I was saying, my best practice is I do, actually I do 4 newsletters. So if we have a meeting, which we just had a meeting on Monday, I'll do a recap. I'll go through the minutes from the meeting and then links to any resource that was discussed during the meeting. So if someone goes up and makes an announcement about something and there's a link to it, I'll do that. And that's my first newsletter. And then 2 weeks before the next meeting, I'll send another newsletter. And typically I'll put what's coming up at the next meeting, and then I put anything that anybody else has sent me. For example, when Montgomery needed volunteers, I added that. When Sonara was planning this, I added that. So I usually put 3 or 4 things in addition to what's coming up at our meeting. And then I do the same thing a week later, and then the same thing the day before the meeting. And that's what I call my newsletter. And those are
So you do 4 separate newsletters?
pretty much. And each one's slightly different. And then I also put a version of it on our website too. Just so that if people click to our website, they can see either what we just did, or they can see what we're doing in our next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah, just, yes, the Democratic Women's Club uses MailChimp, and the other club, Point Line and OB Downs, yeah, they use Substack, which I mentioned earlier. And one nice thing about the Substack is that, as well as all the newsletters that it mails out, it generates a kind of web page for you. If you go back and look at all the old posts on that site, it almost looks as if you've gone to a website full of lots of information. And then the other tool, I encourage people not to use MailChimp. The other tool that people are moving to, I think, is quite popular and free, is Beehive. And being a techie company, they don't spend high properly. So it's BHIIV. It's a really expanding pie. The Beehive also gives you can mail that for free, and it has a lot of great features as well. You have to wrap up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great, thank you for the answers. Thank you for all the great questions out there. People more powerful than me have told me that that's it. Questions, and who am I to like talk back on?
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Before I go, I just want to, point out, my friend from Club here has a hat that says no BS. And I'm very impressed with that.
Thank you all. Thank you very much.